Yes, spring is in the air. The Masters Par 3 contest took place on Wednesday at Augusta National. Players were skipping balls during practice on 16, including, of course, the guy whose all eyes are on him this week. Joined now by Ian Leggat, Rod Black with you. Welcome, everyone, to our Masters preview. It is the eve, Lego. It's the eve of the most anticipated Masters tournament in a long time, or should we call this the Tiger Woods Invitational?
You probably could. It's amazing, the storyline. And I don't know, Blackie, if there's ever been an athlete that can pull this much hype. I mean, obviously, I wasn't around to watch the Muhammad Ali era, and see exactly how he unfolded in the multiple fights that he had. But I can't think of an athlete today for sure that could actually draw this much excitement, especially as someone with so much doubt around him right now, because we have no idea. Number one, is he going to physically be able to finish? Number two, is he making the cut? Number three, can he win this thing? So a lot of questions are going to be answered tomorrow.
What is the biggest obstacle for him? I mean, obviously the health and the elevation around the golf course, but Tiger, as you know, because you're a buddy of his, he plays in golf tournaments not to play, but to win.
Yeah, I think for him, it's a physical thing. Like we touched on a little bit yesterday as well. This is about, Tiger's preparation, which is being slightly skewed to the way that we would like to see it. Everybody is dying to see Tiger play well again. I think there's going to be a lot of disappointed people going into the weekend if Tiger Woods is not teeing it up on Saturday. But the physical component of what he's gone through, never mind just this car accident. I mean, this guy's body is a medical experiment of what he's gone through over the last few years. So can he physically get through? Because one of the things, unless you've had the opportunity to go to Augusta National, you hear the commentators talk about it. You hear the players talk about the elevation changes. This is a very, very difficult golf course to walk. So I don't really care who you are, but Tiger Woods has not walked a golf course in over a year and 4 months. So I think we'll have to wait to see how this part of it plays out. There's no doubt about it. He's swinging beautifully. It looks good. It doesn't look painful when he swings. It's going to be the walking piece of this. And just watching a few clips of him over the last couple of days, he's not walking like the normal Tiger. That's for sure. And as a 46-year-old man now who's really got his body banged up, that's going to be the big hurdle for him to get over heading into this tournament, is being able to get around Augusta National.
I honestly thought 2019, defied so many prognosticators and odds makers, and was certainly labeled as one of the greatest achievements in golf, maybe in sports. But dude, could you imagine if he's in it and he can win it, where this would rank in the history books? And I don't want to put the Tiger before the course, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I know everybody's getting ad nauseum. They're going to be talking Tiger, and we are too. And we're going to talk more about the rest of the tournament in a moment, but why not? I mean, he is the story.
Yeah, I mean, if you talk about, in the game of golf and the comeback that Ben Hogan had, I think those injuries were much more severe than what Tiger's has gone through. That car accident is 10 times what Tiger is going through right now. So I think when you rank it in the game of golf, is it, 1A, 1B, and 1C is the greatest golf comebacks of all time, and Tiger holding two of them. We got to remember something, Blackie. This guy has a chip on his shoulder about Jack Nicklaus. And something happened when Jack Nicklaus was 46 years old and Tiger's 46 years old.
Yes, sir.
So there's a lot of stars aligned here that is just going to continue to add to the legacy that is Tiger Woods. And I mean, I'm a huge fan. If you're not a fan of Tiger Woods, you're not a fan of golf. And you can look at all the past, his indiscretions that he's had in his life. But Tiger Woods is a guy who moves the needle, pulls people in. And if you're not cheering for Tiger Woods heading into this week, then you're looking for something I'm not.
Mm-hmm. He is the needle. The guy is the needle. It's crazy. So all of the other players in the tournament, they know what the storyline is going in, the headlines going in. But maybe in a roundabout way, it kind of helps them in terms of the pressure cooker. Like now they can, the John Rahms, the Scotty Schefflers, they can go about their own business if they can. Who do you like? Give me 3 guys. Give me a sleeper heading into this edition of the Masters.
Well, I like Sam Burns. I think, since 1979, we haven't had a first-time champion at Augusta National. And, 1979 was a little different than, 2022. I think there's a lot more material out there. There's a lot more information. There's a lot more ability for Sam Burns to be prepared to play this week, much more than Fuzzy Zeller was in 1979. The yardage books, the documentation, the information he can gather from other players, the amount of times this kid's watched it on TV and knows where not to hit it. So he's got some information. There's a little difference with, information and actually, playing it and acting in the movie is quite different. But I think Sam Burns is one of those guys who's got enormous talent, and we're barely seeing what he's going to be capable of. So I like him a lot. If you don't like Justin Thomas this week, again, you're a fool. I like the approach that he's taken. I think in the past he's put way too much pressure on himself coming into this week, because no different than before Dustin Johnson won this tournament, Phil Mickelson won this tournament, Tiger won the tournament, multiple players. This place is built for him. So for him not to be able to perform is always going to be a disappointment. So I think he's got a different mindset. And by the way, talking about the Tiger Woods story, he's one of those guys that isn't having the light shined on him heading into this. But that could change in a hurry if he goes out and plays well tomorrow. My third pick is going to be Rory McIlroy. Just from a heartfelt thing. I think, I would love to see this guy. This guy deserves it. I mean, you look at that guy's playing record, resume on the PGA Tour, his record in majors. We look at that opportunity the first time around when he had an opportunity to win and shot 80 the last round. So I think there's still remnants of some scar tissue from that moment, irrespective. That seems like a lifetime ago with Rory McIlroy. But there's 2 players in my mind that play the game. When they're playing it at the highest level, there's nobody in the world better than them, and that's Dustin Johnson and Rory McIlroy. We have not seen Rory McIlroy play at that level in quite some time now, but he's a guy that just needs one golf swing, one moment during the round to trigger some inner confidence, and it is going to be off to the races. So I would love to see that guy fulfill, his resume as a full-fledged Slam winner.
Well, I will tell you, every Masters, it seems that the guy who wins it, beyond Tiger Woods, has not been the guy that has been in form, or sometimes is not the person that a lot of people are looking at. And maybe a Rory McIlroy can kind of sneak in. My 3 picks are Scheffler and Scheffler, just because I want the announcers to have that one. And another S in Jordan Spieth, who I think has some scar tissue at Augusta, no doubt, but I think he's playing great. And my other pick is Corey Connors. Oh, Canada, man. I want to see a Canadian win this thing again. Why not?
Absolutely. And Corey Connors is one of those guys, we talk about him as a sleeper. I mean, this guy's a top 25 player in the world. And I think he's, unfortunately, he carries that Canadian mentality where a lot of times he isn't getting the recognition. He's getting the recognition from the players that play with him every single week. They know how good this guy is. And unfortunately for Corey, unless he can find a way to start holing some putts, and, I continually harp on this. This guy's not a bad putter. He's just not a good putter. He needs to be a great putter this week. And, he's had moments where that has shown up for him, and he's played well around here. The thing about Corey Connors that I really, really like about Corey Connors is he's had opportunities to win. He knows it, and that breeds confidence. I know that sounds a little crazy, but when you go out and get your ass whooped by someone, you go, man, I had no chance today. Yeah. There's a big difference between that and going home on a Sunday evening going, man, if I just did this a little bit better, I could have won that tournament. And, regret breeds a lot of confidence in people that are driven to be great. And I think that's where Corey Connors is. I think he's gone home a lot of Sundays now and going, man, I should have another trophy on my shelf. So I like it. I do. I think he's got an opportunity, a great ball striker, and he just needs to hole some putts.
Well, I like all your picks, Lego, and I like my picks too. I can tell you there's probably a good chance that none of our picks are going to come through. You never know. But we're definitely going to have a beer bet, though, okay? Or a golf course bet or whatever it is.
I love it.
Whoever comes up with the most points with that, we'll figure that out. But so glad to have you along through the tournament for your insight and analysis. It's second to none. I can't wait. It's like Christmas Eve, isn't it? Can't wait for this match.
It really is. It really is. And it is. I mean, the amount of storylines that are out there, I can't think of another story, a Masters tournament that has this many stories. And you talk about that. Scotty Schleifer came into this tournament, world number one. Nobody's talking about it.
Yeah, no.
So
and here's the thing. By tomorrow, we might have another story. That's the beauty of the Masters.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And let's just hope that Tiger's part of it.
Yeah, let the games begin, Mr. Leggatt. We will talk to you throughout the week into the weekend. Thank you so much.